everybody. I am Fondly, and today we are going to be talking about things that I wish I knew before I became a VTuber. If you just started this journey, or even if you have been on this journey for a while, this video is for you. So, first thing is, it's not just about being cute. You might think that you have a cute model, and then you figure out your OBS and then you hit that go live button. But that is not all that there is. It is still a lot of work. Of course, your model is super important, but you're also your own producer, editor, scripter, everything. And also your therapist. There are going to be some comments that are they're not going to be the nicest. And they might make you cry. These are some skills that I didn't expect to need. I'm going to put them all on the screen, but that's video editing. You definitely are going to need a video editor. I recommend DaVinci Resolve. It is free. I will put the link down below if you need it. I also didn't realize that I'm going to need to know everything about audio and mics. Didn't know that. I have spent more time troubleshooting my mic in the first month than actually streaming. There were so many times where I didn't know what I was doing and my audio sounded so bad. Another thing is OBS setup. OBS is easy but also difficult to understand. And I think I finally have it figured out, but it did take about a year for me to finally get OBS figured out in it and optimize it in a way that works for me. Branding and marketing, I am still not the best at this, and I'm still trying to figure this out. Mental resilience. This is so important. You are going to need to be resilient, especially when it comes to these comments, you guys. Let's talk about money. The money trap. You guys. I wish somebody had smacked me with a reality check before I dropped how much on my first model. It did not need to be that much, you guys. You did not need to spend this much money. I'm talking to myself. I did not need to spend this much money on a model. I think altogether ended up spending $600 to $700 on just my model. It didn't even come out that good, and now I'm using a pre-made, which I can have linked down below. I also spent money on overlays, emotes, transitions, all of these things you had to buy with money. I am definitely over a grand right now in the hole just for my VTube model. I haven't really made any money back from any of these purchases. You don't need to be ready for a 2.0 or a chibi model. You can use a pre-made model. You don't need 12 expressions. I have a bunch of expressions, but I don't need them. I never really use these, okay, you guys? I never do. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. I always forget about it. But you don't need these. You can even use a PNG tuber. I used a PNG tuber at the beginning. So at first I was a regular face cam streamer. However, I switched to PNG tubing for a bit, and then after PNG tubing, I got a VTuber. However, there are some really cheap, really well-made VTuber options that are pre-made, that are customizable, and I really recommend that at first before spending thousands of dollars on a custom model. The model I am currently using, I spent about 50 US dollars, and I think that they did a very good job with it. The only thing that was not customizable was the clothes, but everything else was customizable, and I think I look pretty cute. The next thing is growth isn't linear. I thought if I streamed regularly and made content everywhere, I would grow and it would be very easy, but it has not been. Growth is really slow, like very slow. And it's not linear. Sometimes it goes up and I see lots of numbers, and sometimes I see no numbers, and that is okay. It doesn't mean that you're failing. There are some days where honestly nobody but my partner shows up to my streams. And honestly, at first it did make me a little sad, but I just have to keep telling myself growth isn't linear and it's okay. Your worth is not your numbers, and that is something that you have to remember. You just have to be consistent and eventually those numbers will increase. But consistency, posting on other platforms is very, very important. Burnout is real, you guys. Burnout, burnout is real. Burnout is very real. I have definitely been burnt out from streaming every single day. Be consistent. Whether that be 3 times a week, 2 times a week, just be consistent. I tried to stream 5 times a week in the middle of the day, and it was just too much. Doing that, working, also being a mom, editing videos, all of these things was just insanely too much. You have to pace yourself and take breaks, but honestly, consistency is more important. You have to make sure that you are consistent. The part that keeps making me come back is community. My community makes me so happy, and that is the most important part, I think so is the connections that you make and the community that you make. Whether it's Discord or your first raid ever, you are going to make some amazing connections. I'm serious, make friends. Every time you raid, I have made some amazing friends just by raiding them. My friend Kate is somebody I raided into about 2 years ago, and she is still my friend to this day. These are some really good connections that you can make with streaming, and it is so much more important than those followers and those numbers. I think in the beginning, what I would do different is not spend as much money as I did at first, especially since I did end up just switching to a pre-made customized model. Also, don't get super into these followers and these numbers. It will come in time. And protect your peace, protect your joy. This is a hobby. So this should be fun. I wish that I did those things at first. I definitely put my all into it, put all my money into it, and when I didn't see the numbers and the growth very quickly, I was definitely very upset and lost the motivation to do it, and I took long breaks because of it, and the burnout was real. But now I'm back better than ever, and I am pacing myself. So I stream over on Twitch 3 times a week. Usually that is sometime on the weekend and then Monday and Tuesday at night. So if you're starting your VTuber journey, welcome. Welcome to the community. If you've been on this ride with me, thank you for sticking around and watching this video and hanging out. I appreciate you guys so, so much. And I hope that I see you guys in the next video.